Hey everybody. I thought I would add to odd things happening. So, um, just to say, explore what is scripted, what we commit to, and what we show up for, and then what is synchronicity and what is improvisation. So, a lot of the odd things that have been happening, there were more, and I wanted to share more as I left off the odd things and be happy. I wanted to just share that. When you're it's almost like the energy of those of us that are energy workers, it almost feels like a crackle. Yeah, there's a sense of like the air is crackling a little bit in the space. So when we were in Seville, my friend and I, we went into a cafe, and this is happening a few times there, where we would go somewhere and we would notice this, people were very agitated and we didn't know why. But we sat down and we decided to, she got a cappuccino, she drinks coffee, I don't, so I got a hot chocolate or something. And we were sitting there, and there was a woman, because we were talking a lot about spiritual process in our talk. And the woman who was near us suddenly became very angry, and but we thought maybe that was just her nature because we were noticing that a lot in Seville. But she came around and she took the glass and she kind of forcefully took them. And as she forcefully took them, a glass broke in her hand and a shard fell out, but she didn't even miss a beat. She just kept going. So it's the similar experience that we experienced being in Braganza after, holding spiritual space for our ancestors or my friend's ancestors, that that had happened where this woman kind of came out. I felt suddenly sick, and I threw up on the way home, and I processed when we got back and rested. But it was almost it's been a very interesting time. So what I want to is try to encourage all you light workers out there is to maintain your happiness, continue to be happy, continue to have that joy in you. So I wanted to share the more odd things that are happening. You'll find this sense of you'll find this sense, if you listen to the air, it's hard to explain. I hope I'm explaining it okay. Is that there's this sudden energy shift of a crack. Like if you think of a crack of an egg, right? That's a good analogy. So the feeling or the energy of the crack of an egg, that something has been pierced. So when we talk about piercing the veil, that in my heading of Sophia, the sacred and the secret, there is a way of piercing the veil of something that we can't see, that we're not willing to see, or we can't know. We think we can't know. But when we come back into homeostasis, we come back into our higher heart. I actually had to really work at reigniting and healing my higher heart with blue light and white light and gold light, and it happened very fast to come back to myself, which I'm grateful for. And each time these things happen, you will come back to yourself. So know that we're doing bigger work, and that when we do individual work, we want a sacred and a secret space. I'm actually trying to upload a video I did to describe the process of somebody working with me. And it's very intimate, right? Like here I am lying down, I'm doing a video, I'm resting, but I'm speaking to you from a place of rest. I'm speaking to you from a place of post-integration, right? So pre, post, afterwards. So this is the afterwards. So it's been 2 days of me processing in bed and just letting that go, that there's a lot of history in the land of being aggressive or violent, and transforming that into excitement and passion and dance and creativity and laughter and beauty. So we need to know how to alchemize these things. And sometimes those of us that are doing bigger work, we take some things that are actually not willing to go. So to have a dialogue about what's not willing to go and how do we want to let go of that? How do we want to process that? So I encourage everyone to sort of really think about that. Like, what can this look like? I want to be happy. right? Like God and Goddess want us to be happy, to feel love, to feel joyful in the world. The other wonderful odd thing I want to share with you is when we were on the airplane coming to Portugal, they played a video of keeping your seatbelt on. And it was actually very funny because there's this older man on a golf cart, and he's kind of lounging, and it looks like he's going to fall off because he's kind of fallen asleep. And then they show a seatbelt. So we both laughed really quite hard. Like we were really, like my belly hurt. I was laughing so hard. But it's just some things like that, things that are silly and beautiful and funny and lighthearted. And we need those times to feel that energy. And that's what also pierces the veil, right? Like I've noticed if somebody's angry and you can smile or be somewhat joyful in your own body, in your own heart, people, that crack will happen. If there's darker stuff or there's deeper stuff there, it will be, sometimes you will throw up or you will feel sick, but process it fast, because we don't need to hold on to it, and we can be happy in our own lives. We don't have to sacrifice our own life for the spiritual healing of the planet or of someone else. So know that there is always a way through this. Even though things may seem quite strange or odd happenings around us, maintain that space, and you'll feel this little crack of an egg happen and something will give. So I just wanted to leave that about piercing the veil. Take care. Ciao.